Hello, hello, my beautiful beings of light. My name is Rosemary Davis, also known as Ria, your spiritual avatar. The path to personal mastery is a never-ending process of integrating the loving and creative attributes of our Mother, Father, God, and reconnecting ourselves to this universal oneness. As we walk together on a dragon's path to higher consciousness, my goal is to help you see what you have yet to see in yourself. Welcome as we walk the dragon's path. Hello, hello, my beautiful beings of light. Welcome to another episode of A Dragon's Path. In this episode, we'll discuss consciousness. Consciousness controls your world, manages your health, and manifests what happens in your life. We'll expand on the sub-levels of consciousness, the physical consciousness, and our spiritually conscious selves. We'll dig deep into understanding how our consciousness works together and how to reconnect to the universal consciousness. Let us begin. Our subconsciousness is our basic level of being, and at all times it does the work that you're not even aware of. This is what flows below the surface of the body and the mind. Your subconscious functions include pumping of the blood through the body, breathing and taking that oxygen through the cells, keeping your heart pumping, and even making and deconstructing cells that grow your hair, your skin, and heals your injuries. It is responsible for the inner cleaning of negative forces from your body and keeps you alive. What you hold in your subconscious also shapes what you manifest in your body and in your world. And this includes sickness, happiness, joy, and abundance. Your subconscious makes no demands, but responds to what you feed or program into it. It also holds your beliefs and your habits that you hold safe in your heart and mind. Your subconscious also holds your pre-programmed responses to events that occur in your life. Fortunately, this programming is contained in the mind, and we can reprogram the subconscious with regular meditation and affirmations. However, the real change occurs when we adopt new behaviors into our physical consciousness. When what we do is repeated often enough, they become habits in our subconscious. Our physical consciousness represents the awareness of our physical senses and our interpretation or perception to this awareness. Our thoughts are shaped by our relationships and to the things in this world. Then we determine how these things will serve us. Unfortunately, our physical consciousness is limited by our current state of awareness. The senses are how we view the world and our relationship to it. Our physical consciousness can only relate to us the effects of what we brought forth from our subconsciousness. We communicate with our subconscious selves generally through the ego or our sense of self-preservation. However, we can change our state of consciousness if we look at how something makes us feel or view things from the heart. This includes the relationship with our bodies. Our sense interpretations are based upon the health of the energy centers located within the body. Our physical senses are continually being bombarded with only bits and pieces of information. Therefore, it's only able to imagine the ideal of the information, and therefore must fill in the blanks based on what we hold in our subconscious. For example, if 6 blind people were placed around an elephant and told to describe it, each would describe a totally different idea of what that elephant was. This is what happens when you live by your senses. Therefore, the physical senses must be realigned with the spiritual for balance and harmony. When this is done, you can call upon the universal energy to help direct your life. We can control our physical consciousness and what we manifest into our life by controlling our thoughts and emotions. Our thoughts are filtered through the negative survival energy of the ego consciousness, your solar plexus chakra, and the positive love energy of the heart chakra. If your physical consciousness is controlled by your ego, you tend to view things in a me perspective. It is only when we connect with our heart chakra that we begin to see the us or the we in the world and begin to transform into spiritual beings. Our spiritual consciousness is the big picture of who we are and our connection to everything on earth as well as in the universe. The universal or God consciousness unifies all pieces of the puzzle. It connects the consciousness of all things at all levels of existence. The universal consciousness looks at the cause of all things and determines its effect based upon our intent, what we feel in our hearts. And this is what is created into our world. Every man's spirit is connecting with this universal all. There are fundamental laws and principles that control what we create. If these laws or principles are not followed, chaos will ensue. But you do have a choice in how you operate within these laws, but there are consequences to your choices. By connecting to this universal oneness and living in God consciousness, there is no limit to what you can achieve and how you can positively change your world. In metaphysics, which is the study beyond physics, looks at the 7 hermetic principles that is believed to govern the universe. I recommend further study on this topic for a better understanding. However, in metaphysics, like attracts like. In a nutshell, this is the power of attraction. And in a few words, the universal consciousness brings back to you in like and kind what you send out into it. Since man is made in the image and likeness of God, we're able to connect with this universal or God consciousness. However, to maintain this flow of positive love energy, we must be vigilant about the health of our chakras, the energy centers of the body. You must be in control of the energy that you put out into the world and the programming that you put into your subconscious. Through your thoughts and feelings, you create what you imagine, no matter what it is, good or bad. Our ego or physical consciousness keeps us connected to earthly or physical things. The problem here is that we look to these things, including man-made objects, medication, drugs, chaotic relationships, to bring harmony and balance into the spirit. However, this cannot be. An ego or physical consciousness can only bring fear, judgment, envy, and allow shadowy or dark thoughts to roam in our minds. These thoughts come from our survival instinct. Based upon the fundamental laws of the universe, this way of thinking and feeling can only bring like kind in return to you. It will return in power and intent to how it flows from you. This is why you feel that you must protect yourself at all times or continually feel lack in your life. A heart consciousness flows through your higher spiritual chakras. It opens the channels of communication with the universal oneness. Heart consciousness sends love, joy, and harmony out into the world, and based upon the same principles of the universal law, the same must return to you in like kind, depending on your intent. To do this, to connect with the all, you must raise your positive vibrations and base your attentions on the love energy of the heart. This is the power of the universe. This can be done with meditation and reciting positive affirmations. But know this, my beautiful ones, through your thoughts and your feelings, you create what you imagine. And this is based upon your current level of consciousness. You cannot meditate and recite affirmations 1 minute and think your life will change, living in an egoic consciousness. God cannot be fooled. You must consciously practice these tools to bring this energy into your physical world. When these thoughts and actions sink into your subconscious of who you are, these affirmations will become the new habits through your changing negative energy into positive love energy. This in turn will raise your spiritual consciousness. Thank you, my beautiful ones, as we better understand consciousness and how it lives through us. Namaste. My beautiful beings of light, interested in more tips and tools that you can use on your journey? Follow me on adragonspath.com. That's adragonspath.com. You'll receive weekly highlights on topics that will aid you on your journey. You'll also receive exercise recommendations to help you expand your consciousness. That's adragonspath.com. Like, subscribe, or drop a line at adragonspath.com. Namaste.